FaceTime at it again.
Hopped up at the bed, I put that drip on. Talking about that work, don't hit my iPhone, hit my flip phone. Shorty bad as hell, she might be yellow, might be red bone. Talking about I made it, how you ain't know that I've been on, been on. Hopped up at the bed, I put that drip on. Talking about that work, don't hit my.
What's up, gang? It's your girl Deshay back with another video. So I am on a roll finally, but today is the 23rd of November. It happens to be my cousin's birthday. Tomorrow is my mom's birthday, and then of course the 26th is Thanksgiving. So neither of their birthdays fell on Thanksgiving this year. Now they're probably excited about that, but we had plans to cook breakfast this morning, and I was Snapchatting my cousin because we have snap streaks, and you know, I happened to ask her, like, what are you doing for your birthday? And she said she's going with the flow, so I told her to flow herself over here, and so she's gonna join us for breakfast. And I don't know, I guess I might just vlog some of the day, or this might just be like a Thanksgiving holiday vlog. I don't know, but we're gonna figure that out. But stay tuned. So I'm about to go ahead and whip up breakfast. I don't know if I'm gonna record me cooking breakfast. Probably not, but I'm gonna whip up breakfast. I just got out the shower, did my hair and everything, so yeah, stay tuned. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just talk to you guys while I'm preparing breakfast. So, oh gosh, I just wasted a whole fork, fell in the sink. But yeah, so I'm gonna talk to you guys while I'm preparing breakfast. So I know that I have not posted in forever, and the time you see these videos, and if I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but I'm making videos like back to back to back to bike. 1 cup, so I need a half a cup. Right now for breakfast, what I'm making is muffins. Ooh, I put way too much milk in here. I'm making muffins, bacon, eggs. Oh, Cuzzo's here. That was fast. So yeah, I'm making muffins, bacon, eggs, and waffles. I could actually make waffles, or actually I'm out of waffle mix, but we have instant waffles, so who cares, sis? But yeah, so the point with that I was getting at is I've been saying like, oh yeah, I know I haven't posted. Like, to be perfectly honest, we've been in the house, like, we've really been in the house. There's been nothing for me to do. And having a newborn, I'm literally up all the time. Like, he doesn't sleep at night any longer. We're gonna get into his 2-month update. But yeah, so it's like in between the little bit of time that I do have, it's kind of hard. Like, I want time to myself. It's kind of been hard to actually record or find the content. And then I've been looking crazy. I actually braided my hair down and put on a wig the last couple days. And it took me 3 days to get the wig fully installed and do baby hairs. And this is not a new wig, y'all. This is a recycled wig. So that just gives you an idea of how every time I start something, I literally don't have time to finish for the most part. So yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and cook breakfast. I'm gonna actually cut the camera off. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit more, but my cousin's here and I love her, so. Guys, I finished breakfast. I didn't record because, like I said, it was my cousin's birthday. She came over. We sat down, we talked for a couple hours, ate breakfast, just chillaxed. Now it's in the afternoon. I asked Babe if he wanted to do anything today. He said no. And I mean, what am I going to do by myself? And then I would have to pump to leave him. So we just decided to chill out in the bed. So that's what we're doing. He's playing Call of Duty Mobile, and I'm sitting here holding him Mozzie fought sleep for the past 2 hours, and then when we were all eating breakfast, he didn't want to go to sleep, and then he wanted to sit there and stare at my cousin. This, you know, it's only his second time seeing her, so he just sat there and stared at her for a while. Then I finally nursed him and he fell asleep, so he's been asleep ever since. Which is really, in reality, only been about like, what, 20 minutes? 20, 30 minutes, 25 minutes? I don't know, somewhere up in there. But, what's wrong, son? So, yeah, he is KO'd on mamas. But, yeah, so this is just the day so far. What time is it?
I don't know.
So, yeah. All right, so I'm back. It's the next day. It's actually November 24th. Happy birthday to mommy. But yesterday we didn't do anything, so we just chilled out, really. I came back after my cousin left, and then we just laid around. We did end up going to stores and trying to find like a Thanksgiving outfit for Mozzie, but then we realized like he has clothes. And we were gonna just, and then my mom reminded me that she also bought him a bib and a hat, I guess like a little turkey setup or whatever for him, because you know, my baby's first Thanksgiving, he's supposed to be a turkey. I'm thankful though, he's gonna be cute regardless. But yeah, so again, as you can tell by the wet hair look, because it doesn't look like this when it dries, I don't like it to look wet. I just got out the shower. So I was sitting here and I threw on this dress to be comfortable today because I really couldn't find nothing to put on. So I was like, I'm gonna put on a dress. And this dress made me realize my postpartum body looks all right. Like, I look good postpartum, 2 months. So I've been putting off this postpartum video. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I actually recorded the video and didn't like it like a month ago. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and include like some of my postpartum experience, a couple pictures, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just go show you now what I look like 2 months postpartum. I do have on a dress, but I thought this was perfect because dresses show lumps, bumps, you know, all kinds of imperfections. So as you can see, I still have a little bit of stomach, but not a whole lot. Like, I would be comfortable wearing this outside of the house. You know, there go the booty that I was telling y'all stayed. Yeah, so this is me 2 months postpartum. And today's the 24th. So Mozzie turned 2 months on the 19th. But technically he was 8 weeks the week before the 19th. The weekend before that. I don't know. Anyways, so we were like, did we go by 2 months by his date or by the weeks? But you go by the date. So he's 2 months now. So as far as my postpartum, I'm gonna make this quick because I did just say I got the shower. That means I don't have much time before he actually wakes up again. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just let y'all know. So my postpartum recovery has been a breeze after the first week. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. So my first week home from the hospital, I told you guys in my labor and delivery video that I had clots and blood pooling in my uterus. So apparently the reason behind that, I'm just gonna get straight to it. The following Friday after giving birth, I gave birth Saturday, first thing Saturday morning. Following Friday night, late that night, I was cramping extremely bad. So, you know, with breastfeeding, you have cramping. I have been cramping every night after I gave birth with my son, every single night. Breastfeeding, excruciating cramps. I don't know if you noticed while I was in the hospital, if I mentioned, but the whole time I was in the hospital, I was laying on the heating pad because my back and the cramps. I was having cramps only on my right side. So right here, I was having really bad cramping. And then it later come to realization to me that I was actually having contractions every night after I got out the hospital. So that Friday night, I was breastfeeding him. I was also pumping because I was trying to start, you know, exclusively pumping, getting the milk stash, everything. And I was hurting really bad. And so I had him on one boob. I was pumping the other boob with the manual pump, and I was cramping. So if you guys have a heavy cycle, ever past clots or anything like that, I felt myself trying to pass something, and I felt a gush. So I instantly put the baby down, ran to the bathroom. My husband was at work. As soon as I sat on the toilet, like, you know, sometimes TMI, clots fall out. Sometimes you have to push them out. So I was pushing it, and as I was pushing it out, I was like, God, like, am I having another baby? You know, like, why is it so big? What is this? So I'm looking down, and I see, like, white tissue matter, and it was, like, folded coming out. So after it hit the toilet, it was a mass, like, this large of what they told me it was a massive blood clot, but you can clearly look at it, and I'll insert a picture now here. Yeah, I inserted the picture, going to insert the picture. And yeah, so I called my husband. Actually, I called my sister first because my husband's at work. I was hysterical because I'm like, they're trying to kill me. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but having retained placenta is very dangerous. You can have, you know, get infection. You can become septic and everything. So that was really worrisome to me. Like, I was panicking because when I first passed the clot, I was like losing a lot of blood. So I was like, oh my gosh, am I like hemorrhaging out also? Like, I was just really, if you see stuff in the background, okay, no, it actually doesn't look bad in here. But yeah, so I was really like worried. But yeah, so I was really I felt away, you know, like I was scared. Like, what if I develop infection? What if I'm already on the process of developing infection? Like, just things can go really bad. So, and I was also panicking because I had just started pumping and collecting milk. So literally the 2 ounces that I had pumped before we went to the hospital, mind you, he was a week, so it wasn't enough. But that 2 ounces I actually had to use for him. So that was another thing that had me panic. I had to call my husband home from work. The 2 ounces that I had just pumped had to last me for the time I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for like 4 hours. But I had fed him on the way there. So what I did was I told him at the 2-hour mark, feed him again. If push comes to shove, take him home. I have frozen milk in the refrigerator. Try to give him that. But that's the only fresh milk I had out. Yeah, so that was just, it was terrible. It was really painful. And I didn't, you know, this is my first full-term baby, so I didn't know that the pain that I was having and the contractions, I thought it was just from me breastfeeding. I didn't know it was because my body was still trying to pass retained placenta. So that was that on that. I showed you guys in the hospital, but I'm still gonna insert that clip of what my stomach looked like immediately after birth. Gradually each week it went down. To be perfectly honest, by 2 to 3 weeks postpartum, my stomach looks how it looks now. By the 3rd week, by a month, flat. Now, to be real, I have not been eating healthy, even though I'm breastfeeding. I've been eating what I want to eat. You know, I had to watch what I was eating for 9 months. Some people don't, and I still wasn't great with that, but I'm eating. 1 second. Say hey, Mozzie. He's still waking up because he's still making faces and frowning. It's too bright out here. We have those blackout curtains in the room, so he's adjusting to the light, but yeah, my baby done got fat, y'all. But so yeah, that was. You hungry, Papas? You ready to eat? Oh yeah, you got hot last night because you got a heat rash on your forehead. But yeah, so I gotta get it out, son. So yeah, that was basically how my postpartum recovery went, or like my postpartum update. So after that, like I said, after I passed that, everything else just went smoothly. I did want to touch bases on some things I experienced. So I've heard this before, but I didn't know it's true. And I'm actually starting to have this again, and I don't know why. But immediately after I gave birth, I started having sweat at night. Like, I would wake up every night drenched in sweat. That was one thing that I experienced postpartum. Another thing postpartum that people don't tell you about is, or that some people tell you, you have really bad cramping when you breastfeed. That does go away over time. It took about a week or two, and I didn't have any more pain with that. Bleeding, I personally stopped bleeding at the 2-week mark. Really, after the first few days, I wasn't bleeding any like heavy. I was only spotting. So the first couple of days I had to use the thick pads and everything. When I passed that thing, I had to, of course, use a pad or so for, oh my gosh, my milk is just squirting out. He let go because I'm having like a massive letdown. So anyways, son, you're gonna drown. Just put it back in there. Okay. So, yeah. That was funny. I looked down and he let go because I guess the flow was too much for him. Because he lets go when I have lets downs. As soon as it starts, he lets go. And it was just, it just ends up milk squirting all over his face. Like, just sit there with your mouth open or something. But, yeah. So, yeah, so I stopped bleeding super fast. Not super fast. What am I saying? What? Wait. So yeah, I stopped bleeding after about like 2 weeks, and then I just spot, and it's more so like spotting when I go to the bathroom, like really even a waste of a panty liner type of spotting. So I have not had a cycle yet. I actually thought I was having a cycle because y'all all were commenting on my skin and everything. I started breaking out on my chin and my cheeks a little bit, and then like the bleeding had picked up for like 1 day. And then it went right back to spotting. So I don't know if that was like a mini cycle that I had or whatever. But yeah, that's it. Breastfeeding has been going great. I could start building up a stash, but it's just a lot. I know I said I wanted to exclusively breastfeed, but once I started pumping to build a stash, I realized pumping, it's so much easier to just nurse if you're able to nurse. But for a lot of people's sanity, I can see why breastfeeding is not for everybody, because he's 2 months and there's been plenty of times, plenty of nights where it's just like, I don't want to breastfeed anymore. It's too demanding. I like, even though it's easier than having to get up, make a bottle, really can keep water and formula in your room. He's attached to you 24/7. As far as, unless you're pumping and storing milk. So, and then even if you're pumping because you still want your baby to have more breast milk, it's even more demanding because you have to pump, but you still have to feed your baby. So it's even more time, you know what I mean? In that 2 hours or that time that you spent pumping, you could have just been feeding your child and been done with it. So breastfeeding is very, very demanding, but I will say it has its pros and cons. I already listed the cons, but the pros are it's free. Another pro is you don't really have to worry about washing bottles and stuff as much if you're nursing. But you do have to deal with, my son is used to breastfeeding at this point, so he will take a bottle. But the thing with me nursing him is he's not sleeping at night. He's still waking up every 2 hours, and my doctor basically told me it's because I said I wasn't gonna co-sleep or whatever, but with breastfeeding it makes it so much. I ended up doing it because I was starting to fall asleep nursing. It was extremely exhausting, you know, because I'm by myself every night except for one night a week. So it was extremely exhausting for me. I'm up in the daytime because my husband works at night, so I want him to get his rest, but then I'm also up all night, so I'm up. I don't get sleep really, to be honest, which is the reason why, please y'all, do not work with me on the consistency. I'm really working on it, but I really after the first 2 weeks, it was really a bliss, a blast. That first week I would say I was the most tired, but me being missing is not from me being tired. It's just from the lack of time management, not being able to time out when I'm gonna wake up, when I do finally get to sleep when he comes home in the morning, or not being able to time when I'm gonna have the time to do my hair because I still have to cook, I still have to wash the dishes, I still have to, yes, my husband helps me with all of this, but you still I'm still the woman of the house. I still want to do these things. My husband can cook. He can cook. It just don't taste like my cooking. You get what I'm saying? And I'm appreciative of everything. He does clean up. He does laundry. My husband's been doing laundry since we've been together. So I don't have to worry about that too much. I just do the baby's laundry. But other than that, I still have to make sure, my home is in order. So I know people are don't worry about cleaning, don't worry about doing this because you just had a baby. But I'm the type of person, I feel if it doesn't get done, it's just gonna build up, and there's more to do. I told my husband one day, he just literally in sessions watched him all day so I can clean up how I really wanted to clean up. And he was just you shouldn't be worried about cleaning. And I'm so then it's gonna be dirty. And he's okay, and don't nobody come here. That's besides the point. Besides the point. Did Shay, K Slay? We don't do that. We're not doing that. So yeah, and you hear him pooping. So he had gotten out of the habit of straining and making this noise when he poops, but I think it's because he didn't poop all night. So it's kind of it's still runny, but I guess it's just it was a lot for him. So he, needed to make a little bit of noise with it. I think he's done now though. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about my postpartum a little bit, and just to come back and let y'all know I'm here. I love all of you guys. I made 500 subs. If I keep saying this in the next couple of videos, because I'm recording these videos and I don't know what order I'm putting them out in, but 500 subs, you guys. I made over 500 subs. So get me to 1,000. Make sure that you like this video so that I'm more discoverable. Make sure you click that notification bell so that you can come when I post the video, you don't miss the video. And get me to 1,000 subs, because once I get closer to probably once I hit 1,000 subs, I'm doing a giveaway. Period, Pooh. Period. 1,000 subs, we doing a giveaway, because y'all have been good to me. I've been doing YouTube for a couple months. My channel is growing at the rate my channel is supposed to grow at, because I'm, initially, I'm not gonna say I compared my channel, my videos to anyone else's, but everybody has their own journey, so my channel is growing at the rate my channel is supposed to grow at. But it's supposed to be shooting through the roof. So y'all, make sure y'all like these videos. Make sure that you comment, and make sure that you subscribe. Tell your aunties, tell your cousins, tell your friends, tell your brothers. Tell anybody, come watch the videos. Dang, son. yeah, come watch the videos. And I mean, and then, you know, I got a cute baby. If you don't think your baby cute, something wrong. Because your baby should be cute. The best looking baby in the world, to you at least. But I got a cute little baby. Who don't want to come see him? Who don't want to come see? Who don't want to come see? Look here. Mozzie Moz. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go. Hopefully he's done pooping so I can go ahead and change him and hop right into the next video. I love you guys.
Mama, K-Sun at it again.
Hopped up at the bed, I put that drip on. Talking about that work, don't hit my iPhone, hit my